I mean, always competitive. Every time we face Iowa State, just a very good hitting team. You know, you look at their record, doesn't show and reflect how good of a team they are because they played just an incredible, tough schedule this year. You look at knocking off the number 3 Oklahoma State this last weekend, and tough Big 12 schedule that they have, but good hitting team, and we knew that coming in. We knew we were going to have a best game. Pitching didn't have the best game today, but you know they've been on all season long, and we can't blame them for that. We just need to make sure that we had some hitting behind it, and we just didn't get the hits that we needed. I mean, Brawley came up. I liked the new changeup that we had. If you saw the adjustments that we made, Brawley did a great job in the one spot. Nia again, you know, we loved having her in the 3 spot, being able to produce some RBIs. Sammy did a nice job coming up, having some good hits. So I think overall, you know, we made that change, and we produced more runs than we had in the past with less hits. So I like our lineup. It's just that we've got to be a little bit more assertive at the plate. I think we're letting a lot of good pitches go and need to be a little bit more aggressive.
What went into that lineup change? Is that kind of like an immediate thing?
No, you know, data analytics is big in baseball and softball right now, and so we just went back, kind of looked at how everybody was hitting, kind of the scenario, how they're hitting with runners on, who was producing the RBIs, and the adjustment that we made was pretty much data analytics. And you know, Nia, we needed her in a spot where she was producing more RBIs, and BK did a great job of kind of being a leadoff for us. Where she was like in the 7-8 spot, she was always leading off and doing a great job for us. So it showed that she could be put back in 1. I don't know if you know, the last couple of years she was always the 1 and Nia was always 2. So getting her back to that 1 spot really helped us produce a few more runs. So it was basically data analytics. We just looked at everything. Brian does a great job with that. Looked at everything and tried to figure out who would be the best scenario for lineup.
Then Ochoa, she had 2 homers today. Was that just in terms of just missing locations on pitches?
Yeah. We weren't on. You know, pitching wasn't on. A few, missed pitches. One was supposed to be in and it ends up being out, and that happens. You know, but our pitching's been on all season long. You know, so you can't blame her for that. But you look at her; she has the 4 RBIs out of the 2 hits that she had. So that's the difference in the ball game right there. Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned just the atmosphere there was at Ames last season when you guys played. It seems like it was a terrific atmosphere here as well. So on a positive note, how good was to see everybody come out and support you all?
Best fans in the world, I got to tell you. And we think we broke a record. I was talking upstairs, they said it was the most we've had in over 10 years. So, you know, we broke some records today, and we were just talking to Jamie. Jamie and I go back 30 years, and so we were talking a little bit about how we need to do a home and home because we draw a great crowd when we're up there, and they draw a great crowd when we're down here. So we're looking at the future, probably doing a home and home series with each other, and it's great for our RPIs.
And you kind of spoke on it a little bit earlier, but Sammy Diaz, as we all know, runs were kind of hard to come by this past weekend. She gets 2 RBIs, singles today. How good is it to see at least her kind of get the offense going with this new lineup?
Yeah, and that's what the stats were kind of showing. You know, she was good with producing RBIs and needed to have runners on for her. Yeah. So yeah, she did what she needed to do and coming up with some big hits for us. We just need more of those.
Right. And then this is just the last question for me. I know this isn't the way that you want the game to go, but luckily this isn't going to have any effect on Big Ten play. You guys will still have a big conference coming up against Rutgers, and then next weekend before the tournament. Right. So for you all, what are you looking to see from this performance that you're going to learn from to be better this weekend?
I mean, just every game like this will just get better. When you get to face this kind of competition and these kind of hitters, it's going to make us better as a team. So, we talked a little bit about how we came out and we were fired up in the beginning of the game. You know, we jumped on with 2. We should have, had at least 4 runs in that first inning. But being able to jump on as early as did, but then we have this tendency to kind of die out in the 5th. So we got to find a way to keep that energy up and keep that focus up. And I think for this weekend, that's what we're going to be working on is how do we keep that momentum. They get 1 home run and then we get flat. It's like we got to have some tenacity and get back and get some more grit in us.
Go ahead. Did you know the women's basketball team was in attendance today?
No, I love it. I love her, man.
Field hockey was here?
I tell you what,
baseball, football.
I'm telling you, our athletes support athletes here at Iowa, and it's incredible to see. I love that. Our girls love going to field hockey and basketball, and they're always supporting each other. So I thank them for coming out because that's huge. Athletes supporting athletes.
All right, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.